Hi, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. And I've got some exciting news for you. Today is Blue Monday. The third Monday of January is Blue Monday. And, I'm feeling kind of blue. So we're going to talk about what do we do when it's a short day. There's not so much sun where I'm living. And it does kind of get to you at some point. So I can say that the single best thing I can do for myself is to go out and take a walk. And it doesn't matter the weather, as long as I have the right clothes on. If I take a walk and work up a sweat and I'm out in nature, and I know this is not unique to me because every therapist we interview says to do it. But what's fascinating to me is I can know that. And while I'm sitting in my cozy, warm house, I can talk myself out of doing what I need to do. And I don't really understand why that is. But when the best thing is to make a commitment to someone else to meet them. And then I will take that walk. And if that person cancels and I'm dressed already, I will not take that walk. So I don't know why. I don't know why it can change my entire day. And I can't overcome the warmth in my house. But for me, it's going out and walking. What's it for you, Mindy?
The exact same thing. And I think something to keep in mind is it's like, oh, it's so nice and warm in here, so comfortable, to remember how you're going to feel when you're done. Like, that's my motivator. Oh, to put the clothes on or the boots on or the hat. But what I know, I just feel so good when I'm done. The other thing I will say I've discovered, and I'm not a cook, but making soups. So for me, there's something in the winter, right? It's going to be cold. Just trying and making all different real kinds of soups. And I do love bread. So I figure if I had healthy soup, I do love a really good bread and some butter or whatever to go with my soup. And that just it's just such a great feeling. So those two things, go out into that cold. And then when, come back, you have this great bowl of soup. So those are
I think both of those are great. And I want to jump in and say that if you have any suggestions, put them in the chat for us, because we'd love to hear what you're doing. And also, these apply to our teenagers for sure, but we have very little power in if I can't get myself to go outside, I know 100% sure I can't get someone else to do that. But I know that when I'm happier, the house in general is happier.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I love it. I walk, but I need a destination. And my destination is always a coffee shop. I love coffee shops. And my favorite thing, even though I don't even drink coffee, I only drink tea, but I love coffee shops. And so I generally make it my mission to walk to one. And then I get my tea and then I walk back. And I do say that my teenage daughter, if there's a coffee shop at the end of it, she will walk with me. If it's just the walk, it's a little harder sell. But before COVID, I would know the baristas, and that would always make me really happy that I would go there and have a little chat and then walk back. And so now I'm just because then so many closed and, everything turned over. So now I'm just back to the point where in a couple of coffee shops that are 20 minutes from here, they know me again. So
life is good. Life is good.
And you and Francisca, that's social too, which they say is so important, right? Being social, even if it's with a barista at your favorite coffee shop. So you're hitting it from both angles.
Kamira, what's your thing?
So like you guys, I like walking. I love stories in all formats, listening, reading, watching. So I combine them, and I am incredibly happy when I listen to an audiobook and take a long walk, a really long walk. That is happy. But I took another.
I have a question about that. I get lost in my meditative state, and then I realize I have no idea what the book is about, and I don't even know where I stopped. When did I stop paying attention? I have no idea. How do you stay focused on that?
So that has happened to me, and it happens every so often, or sometimes the book reminds me of something. I take out my phone to do a to-do or something, and I have to rewind. But most times I'm really into it. It's my thing. I'm listening to this book, and I don't know. I think I like stories that much. I took a different spin when we first started saying what makes you happy. Because I was going to say, what's making me really happy today is that my college student is returning to campus.
Ah,
And I'm really excited for his adventures this semester, but I'm also excited not to have to cook, to get
Laundry.
my car back
Yeah.
and not do his laundry, and also not to stay up waiting for him to come home.
yes.
Because
Oh, Kamira, I remember. Yep. And I was a mom that couldn't go to sleep. So yay, that's huge happiness. Yeah.
Melissa, how about you?
I go buy some flowers.
That's great.
Yep. Or I go outside with my chickens. My chickens, I highly recommend if you are at all depressed, go get yourself some chickens because they are the funniest creatures alive.
Wait, I don't understand. What do you do when you go out to your chickens? Like, do you cuddle them? What do you do?
Yeah, well, I feed them because
Yeah.
usually they're looking for food. And then if they'll let me, I'll pick them up and I'll hold them and pet them. But even just watching them, because it's like this little mini dinosaur just running across your yard. It's like it's really
They
funny.
do move in such a wonderful way.
They're awesome. And
love
they have
when-
nice fluffy butts. It's
I
great.
love on Instagram reels when like the chicken and the dog are friends. Like I love those. So sweet. Jessica, how about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I definitely do walking and cooking. I like cooking a lot. Because it's very fun, easy to unwind. I can just have like a random YouTube video playing in the background, and then at the end, I get something to eat, which is my favorite thing on the planet. And then sometimes when I'm my roommate's trying to get me to do more like de-stressing stuff, so sometimes I'll go into a room and just be like, hey, can I borrow your dog for a bit? And I'll just take him up and down the street. Usually not in the winter. He's not a winter dog. He's not a cold, rain, any sort of problem weather dog. But if it's a nice enough day and he's awake enough for it, yeah, just walking down and up the street, it's usually like so long because he's the slowest dog on the planet. So it's enough to just be out in nature, unwind.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Anyway, I
always
think it's 5 out of 6. No, even 6 out of 6. It's like getting out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
Getting
Yeah,
out
I
of
do
the
not leave. I do not leave my house enough. It's any excuse to leave the house is pretty nice.
so you
You know
have
what
to
else
schedule
is
it,
good?
Jessica. I started doing that because we all work from home, right? And then once we became empty nesters, I had even fewer reasons because I didn't have all these committees and school pickup and all this stuff. And I literally do what you tell seniors to do, which I am not quite yet. But I make sure I go out to lunch once a week during the business week, even if it's just by myself up the street. I do X amount of walks a week. I try to, as they tell seniors, divide your errands up. Don't do them all in one day like you're used to doing when you were used to being efficient. Maybe divide them into 2 days so you leave the house.
And I think, what, Kamira, along that line, it takes work, right? Happiness doesn't just come. I mean, I think sometimes you have to work at it a little bit. It's just, it just doesn't just happen. And whether it's happiness or contentment. So like you said, schedule that walk, schedule that going to the store and getting whatever. But come on, it takes a little work, and that's okay. I think today we're afraid of work sometimes and making
We're
it happen.
also afraid of saying that we could change it ourselves by doing something. Like we really
Right.
can. And I loved Francisca's walking to the coffee shop because I literally forgot how much I like. That's what I missed most about the lockdown was bumping into people I didn't know or people I tangentially knew and just did that. Hey, so nice to see you. There's something like meeting a friend's fantastic, but there's something about being human in the world and just like saying hi or, love your hat, whatever. And sometimes I would go to the coffee shop just for that engagement of like saying not, I didn't know the barista's names, but just that experience. And I forgot how much I like that. So now I have it back in my arsenal, Francisca. Thank you.
Very good. And a good workout, like a good exercise, not just like a leisure stroll, but if you use weights or whatever type of exercise, jazzercise or something, if I'm in a really bad mood, I can turn it around with a really good exercise. I'm not much of an endorphin rush person. I don't get that after a run, but just really focusing in on something else that needs my attention. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I did something for myself. That's good. Maybe I'll live an extra day. That
Right.
helps me reset the mood.
Right.
Oh yeah, I should probably start using the exercise bike more. I feel like that. I used to love, like, I used to ride my bike all the time when I was younger, and I, like, I was a teenager, lived on a cul-de-sac, and now I'm an adult. I don't have a working bike, but I could probably
Oh,
get some.
Jessica, I can change your life. I'm trying to figure out what to do with a bike.
Yeah.
Do you want a
Maybe.
bike?
I don't know if I have any room for it is the problem.
Okay, I had company over
Make
Friday.
room.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see what status it is. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I had company over, and someone just started a fantastic nonprofit where you can buy Amazon's returns that normally go to landfill. And I think maybe their contract is they only pay for handling fees, and then they offer it to local nonprofits, and they only pay handling fees. So it's saving the environment and also giving access. So he was at my house, and I said, will you take this bag of dog food that my daughter mistakenly ordered to our house instead of hers? And he's like, sure. And I said, wait, I have a boogie board here that I don't know what to do with. He's like, sure. And I was like, okay, this is the best thing in the whole world, to get rid of the stuff you don't know what to do with.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sorry you don't live in Cleveland.
But you brought up something, Sue, that we forgot, and
Yeah.
it's service. Volunteering
Yes.
service for others will put you in a good mood. Do
Yes.
something for someone else, small or large, organized or not.
Yep.
And
I
I
was going to
love
say
it.
the
I
same
love
thing, Kamira. I was going to say the same thing, right? Doing to others, volunteer, get out. And again, it takes that effort, so make an effort.
You know what? There are things you can do even if you can't bring yourself to make an effort. Like if you're sitting in the car and everything is going to shit. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that,
Yeah,
but
you can say that.
You're on cable. Oh no.
But if you're in the car, you can roll the windows up, put the radio on, or put a CD in or whatever, and just sing.
Yeah.
Really loud.
With abandon.
Blast the music. Or on Grey's Anatomy, dance it out or whatever. Just and those don't have to be scheduled. They don't have to be hard. They don't have to last a long time. But for those few moments that you have for yourself, just to move that energy out of your system, I mean, I'm telling you, it has saved me a lot of times in my life.
Can you videotape it next time? What, Francisca?
Especially 80s music.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks for hanging with us.